Hi guys, so in this video, we're going to talk about Affinity Serif Creative Suite. So what is this? And why there's a lot of hype for this software? And how it can be a good contender to Adobe Creative Cloud? Which is alam naman natin na yung Adobe Creative Cloud is an industry standard for a graphic design work. But Adobe turned their software into a subscription-based model kung saan mag-rent ka for about $10 a month for a photography plan software, which is Photoshop and Lightroom, and $20 for a single software application. But the point for this video is this three little bad boy: Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher. So ano yung software na to? Affinity Serif Company was started on 2014. They considered young compared to Adobe, but they have been developing a software since 1987. Sa taong 2014, nirelease nila ang Affinity Designer, which is the counterpart of Adobe Illustrator. And 2015, they released Affinity Photo, which is a counterpart of Adobe Photoshop. And 2019, yung Affinity Publisher, which is panlaban nila sa Adobe InDesign. There are a young lion compared to the industry leader, which is Adobe CC. But what makes them more stand out? And why does a lot of graphic designers and artists use this and marami na nag-cancel sa Adobe subscription nila? Well, one of the main reasons is the price. You can purchase a one-time fee of one software for $50. And sa ngayon, because of this pandemic lockdown, they are offering a 50% discount sa mga oras na napapanood mo to. Also, they are so generous to offer a 90-day trial to their new users. Sa ngayon, I don't know if this 90-day trial will last. So, can it match to Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign? Well, technically yes. It can match and marami na ding creative professional ang gumagamit ng Affinity Creative Suite. Padami na ng padami ang users and yung ecosystem ng community nila. So, the Serif company has three main graphic editing software. The first is Affinity Designer. Ito ay vector software, mainly used for vector illustrations, logos, and for web graphics. The second one is Affinity Photo. This is the counterpart of Adobe Photoshop and mainly used for photo manipulation, compositing, and photo retouching. The third one is Affinity Publisher. Ginagamit naman ito for publishing, book and ebook layout, brochures, and flyers. Kung isa sa mga software nila familiar ka na, madali na lang gamitin yung ibang Creative Suite softwares. And basically, you can do anything to your design because they have a lot of features, which is great for your creative projects. So, hihimayin natin. Affinity Designer. So, the learning curve is low compared to other vector design software. First time mo siyang gagamitin and you'll see that you will able to create a nice vector artwork. There are functions and tools na wala kay Affinity Designer at meron kay Adobe Illustrator, like yung Shape Builder tool na useful for logo designing, Mesh tool, Perspective tool, live tracing. But other than that, Affinity Designer is a sufficient tool for your vector graphic needs. One thing that I like about Affinity Designer is the ability to switch to pixel persona, which is wala nito sa Illustrator. Pag meron kang tatanggalin na background ng isang photo from your Affinity Designer, pwede mo siyang gawin inside Affinity Designer without using Affinity Photo. So let's go to Affinity Photo. Same as Designer, it is easy to use and mas mabilis yung workflow mo dito compared to Photoshop. Pareho lang sila ng functionalities ng Photoshop when it comes to photo manipulation, but Photoshop is way ahead in terms of their feature. But you can easily get the done job for your professional work. One thing that I like about Affinity Photo is the live and real-time editing. They have a huge toolset, which is enough na to the demands of a professional work. And the last is Affinity Publisher, which is used for publishing an ebook layout and magazine. If you know how to use Designer Photo, then the learning curve is of this software is quite easy. Ayan, so thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.